नमो नमस्ते गुरवे महात्मने विमुक्तसंगाय सत्पुत्तमाय नित्याद्वयानंद रसस्वरूपिणे भूम्ने सदा पार दयाम्बुधाम्ने. Salutations to thee, O Ramana, who art free from attachment, the best among the teachers, embodiment of eternal non-dual bliss, and who is ever the shore of shoreless compassion.
Om Namo Ramana. Last day of our retreat, we had bhajans. And when we started, there were people who probably were for the first time joined something like this in their life. Not knowing not just Bhagavan, but not knowing any spirituality of any kind. And they must have learned something, but on last day, somehow, after breakfast only, we were left who are in this group all the time, and I think it was great fun, because we could just do everything what you do, in that ecstasy, and it's all Bhagavan's grace throughout retreat as well. And if you see even non-duality, and people talk about non-duality and Shankaracharya, if you see in this century, if someone who has brought again to that level non-duality is only Bhagavan, and that too in its own purity, in silence. You could not even record voice of that pure awareness. Really pure awareness. And if you have a teacher like him, how can you get wrong? How can you not reach? Because he has not left any scope for any confusion of any sort. He has made things so clear that if you are still having doubts about what is reality and how to achieve, then maybe you have not read him properly, or maybe you are not interested in it, and maybe you're looking for something else through your mind. In all these cases, doubt can persist, and if the doubt persists, we have to look within why it is still persisting. And once there is no doubt, then the path is so clear and simple and direct. And in that light of pure awareness, in spite of having an ego, a mind, thoughts, intellect, even the feeling of this body as mine, or mind as me, that light of awareness will sort out all these problems gradually and slowly. If our awareness is on that light within us, light of pure awareness, that will sort out all this illusion, ignorance. Bhagavan so many times says this thing, and sometimes some people think, how is it like he used to say that as soon as there is light, how the darkness can stay, or how the ignorance can stay. But at so many times he has also said that with that light of pure awareness, slowly and gradually all the illusion will disappear. Both ways it is right. The moment you acknowledge where the problem is, I think most of your job is already done. Now it is just cleaning is happening, and that cleansing will continue, because now you know the method. Method is very important. I remember I had a mathematics teacher, and if you have any problem, you go to him and you ask him how to sort it out. He's always a typical answer. Maybe he was not bothered too much about explaining things. He said, put the formula and get your answer. You can just guess, if I would have been knowing the formula, then what was the need of a teacher? So same is here. If we know the formula, then it is so easy. And Bhagavan has explained the formula not one time, thousands of times, again and again and again, in all his presence in that body, by his silence, by answering to questions, by clearing doubts. And when our awareness is the main thing in us, where we are paying all attention, in that awareness you are impartial, you are neutral. But let's say your old habit takes time and you keep slipping into this entity which we call ego, ahankar, ahem, or ana in Urdu, which I only learned today when I was discussing with one of my friends from Pakistan about ego and how to go beyond ego. Whatever you call it, if you are paying attention to awareness, from there everything looks so clear and transparent, and whatever the mind is trying to play trick to appease this body mind, to act smart, to fool others, it is so clear that even before an attempt to do anything, even before a thought arises, that ahem in us is so clear that everything drops at that level. It is so clear. And if you see, now there is no obstacle in a way, because now you know where the problem is. You stay as observer, and it appears that I'm getting involved in that ego mode. Just this awareness that I am getting involved at that I amness, that is enough for it to abort that attempt before even you do any action. And that can be an effort to start with, but then because where you are staying, it is so peaceful, you don't want to move. Then who wants to move? Initially it was just habit which is making you move, but then who wants to move? Who wants to do something to prove someone for any reason? You don't want to prove anyone anything for any reason. So you are always contented and happy in your own seeing. And that is what it is. There is nothing big in it, in that sense. You just stay, and because you are not attempting to move out or claim anything, claim any medal, gift, praise, because there is nothing. You are already that what it is. There is no other to prove anything. Even at that level where you have all these attributes of ego, things start getting very clear, and slowly and gradually it just disappears. Only thing needed is that we pay our attention to the silence within rather than thoughts. Remembering and knowing that all thoughts are coming to the one who claims to own this body-mind complex. The moment you set aside and stay as a witness, and thoughts are coming, you witness them, but there is no landing ground for them. They come and disappear. They come and disappear, because there is no one who is holding on to it, as there is no person, as there is no individuality. And so the job is happening, the work is happening, the cleansing is going on. And it will continue as long as your attention is on pure awareness and you're watching the show from there. And it is not difficult for any seeker. Every seeker knows where the problem is, and knowing ego, understanding ego and what it does is very clear. The moment even ego can take pride of being non-dual or following such a higher state guru or something, it can take any shape, but everything can be watched from there. So there is no scope for any type of ego or spiritual ego or anything. And this is the beauty of this direct path. It is so simple, so easy. And during this path, when someone is having difficulty in staying detached from this drama unfolding in front of us, then there is a second part of it which helps. That is prayer, devotion, pleading for help, asking for help. And asking help, you can call by any name or no name, doesn't matter, but you can ask for that help and that help will come. Because asking for help also makes you more humble, humility comes, and you believe in some higher power which can help. So that also helps to dissolve the ego. So in both ways it works. Then you start getting some fragrance, something in you which is getting settled. You are feeling more contented, peace, some bliss. So when that comes, then you become more thankful. You are filled with gratitude. So that devotion comes naturally. Everyone becomes devotee. Eventually everyone. That's why so many people say that, and this is just nonsense talk. They say Shankaracharya was non-dual and why he wrote bhajans. Arey bhaiya, he is a person, and from person when you know within you everything, why would you not be a devotee of that higher power which is now manifesting in you? It was, you know what this you were before, and now you know what you are now. So when this divinity has come in you, you automatically you will be thankful, isn't it? We are thankful to people for small deeds they do for us. Why can't we be thankful if we are in that bliss all the time? Whether it is being through a teacher or some teaching, or even that unknown presence of that divinity in us, you have that gratitude. And that makes the whole thing more interesting or juicy, you can say, like you feel so good. And then you can pray in different songs, you can sing His glory. His glory is your glory. He and you are same. It all looks paradox, but it is all the same. An ego mind, when it sees these things, he becomes intellectual. And he becomes a Vedantin scholar, and then he divides and then categorizes, and then this and this. You can write books and you can do debates. That's all intellectual. When you are there, you only know love. And you understand that love in reality. There's nothing else. There's no theories and theories on reality which you have to learn. If someone is telling you that I will teach you reality, concepts of reality, never go close to that person. But if someone says I will teach you love, embrace that person, because it is nothing but love. There are no concepts in it. And love comes from that pure awareness. And it's the love which is actually connecting every being, everything, animate, inanimate, sentient, insentient, things which you can see, things which you can't see. Everything is connected by that love only. And the moment you touch that love within you, you understand that everything is functioning from the same source. And that same source has control on everything. How can you say that all other things and beings are controlled by that absolute and you are controlling yourself, your body, mind? Is it possible? Just think. Or otherwise you have to say that everything is controlled individually by everyone. Each animal is, or each insect, they are just doing their mind without any control of absolute. All the trees have their own mind, no control of absolute. Or when you know that there is no control on this body mind, you know everything is controlled by that same supreme. In you and everyone, that's the same. But when we say that we are controlling this body mind, then other body minds also we feel they are being controlled by others. That's why we blame on others when they misbehave with us. Maybe that is the role they have been given, that they will misbehave with us. So that is the role they are playing. It's a bad role they have been given and they have to follow that. And when you treat others badly, how much pain you are already suffering from to create that. Sometimes I really feel sorry for all these actors, in movie stars and serials. They come with so many emotions and they must have to generate those animosities and that all these things. Even if they are faking it, they still have to feel something. That's why it looks so genuine on the screen. If they are not doing that good acting, then you can make it out that he's not a good actor. So it is a tough job to be an actor. And we are in this body mind, not even an actor. We are just witness. So we don't even have to fake that we have to do any acting. We can just be witnessing and see how the body acts or the things moves. How the circumstances change. It is very beautiful to keep witnessing. It's not a paranoid witnessing. There is no thought going on in witnessing. That this is, again, the ego can buy this as I am just watching how the body moves. You will get mad if you start watching like that. What is the next step? Let me see why my hand moves or not. I'll keep it here. And Bhagavan says it will go this way only with destiny. So I'll keep it here. People can make out anything because of their mind. But I'm saying if you stay as awareness, that you understand, you become that source, you become that knowledge itself from which the things springs out. And you see how beautifully things are moving in harmony. Like you have the best view of everything, not just this body, mind, but everything. And that's why this intuitiveness is so powerful that it might look for others that what is going to happen next, but it is just that intuitiveness, because you understand everything is how it is functioning and how things are moving. And no one is doing. So when we talk about non-doership also, it is just that understanding tells you that nobody is doing. It's not that someone has to practice non-doership. You know that it is being done through absolute. So there is no doer in it. No doer individual in this body, whichever body we are carrying. And there is so much of peace when you are not doing. Okay, let's say you are arranging a party, a big party. How much stress it gives, when you have to do everything from start to scratch. But let's say you are just attending the party. You are just relaxed, whatever comes, happens. You wait for the host to serve you entree and then mains and dinner and dessert or whatever is happening, or an entertainment. You don't worry. exactly is the same. Jnani is just there to enjoy the party. He is happy with whatever host will give and whatever comes next. There are no surprises for Jnani, because he has already agreed for this play, whatever will come. He's not judging, he's not criticizing, he's not analyzing, he knows that he's not doing. He's in total acceptance. And so he's the one who is enjoying the show, because he's always in this moment. If you even go to watch a show, paying $500 ticket, 50% of the time you are in your mind, back home or back in your office or something else. So actually you should be paying only $250 for the show. But we all pay the full fee and then enjoy only half show. That is same exactly. Our life, we are just in our mind all the time, not enjoying the show. Enjoy the show fully, completely. Just witness this beautiful play he has created for us. And who is asking you to be a doer and then, leave a legacy? He is not asking us to do anything. He's just asking us to simply living and accepting and enjoying the show. It is not difficult. You just have to understand this whole thing and then just work in your silence. Not even anyone will be knowing that what you're doing. Meditation, okay, you can sit in silence for a while every day, morning or at night. But we get a lot of time just on our own, driving a car or walking or cooking or cleaning. All the time we can just stay as what we are, as pure awareness. Because some people think when they talk, they can't stay like that. So you can start in your solitude. And when you are with people also, you can just stay there. Initially, you can get influenced by others because they are talking from that mind-body individuality. But then there is grade in that. Some people have very big egos, very, very strong personalities, very strong-minded. That sometimes can affect you. So choosing a company with soft people, humble people, people with humility, people may be better than you. That actually helps because it percolates, it just spreads. You imbibe from others. So satsang, here comes the value of satsang. People who are into it. I had so many messages and email after coming back from that satsang. And all of them said one thing, that these people who came, they were so pure, so humble, so loving. We have given space to other retreats also in the past. This is what your group was so good, so lovely. This is not because they were trying to pretend to be good, or we planned that, look, we have to behave like this so people should get impressed. That is all ego if you prepare something like that. But it naturally flows when you are in that love. Even if there would be something left which still needs to be worked out, doesn't matter. But because you're looking from there, things gets much beautiful. They are no one is doing just to impress someone. They are doing from the core of their heart. Everyone is moving in life from there. It becomes so beautiful. And then we all start thinking that why not the whole world becomes like that? Then all these wars and hate, killings, all this will disappear. Yes, if everyone starts doing a satsang, 100%, no doubt about it, that the world will be so peaceful, so loving, We will have no differences of any type, any class, no hierarchy. Maybe we need a leader. We need a leader of a country, maybe a powerful country who can spread. And it has happened also. If you see, one of the leaders of a country has actually spread this message, though he is being exiled from his own country. But you can see that Dalai Lama, people like Dalai Lama has spread a good message all around. So hope we do our bit, and our bit is for us to stay as what we are. First with efforts, and then it becomes natural or sahaj. That is the thing, and it is so easy, so simple. And you are not losing any fun in life. That is the main thing. There's no, it's not like, even in retreat, there was one person was asking that, can I do both things? Can I just practice this, and can I also continue doing indulgences for sensual pleasures? And I said, probably you can do, but one thing will leave you. Either you will stop being an observer, or you stop being that, person who's thinking he has to enjoy like this. Maybe you can start both and see which one wins. And the one which will win is the one where you have more interest, where you're paying more attention. And parallel also means a big thing, because parallel means you're giving 50% time to both. Even that 50% is quite a big effort, I believe. So if you see this, what I'm trying to say, it is you can, but this you can't just think from the mind. You have to take it from your heart. If you take it as just a concept, it's not going to work. Or if you just listen to it from your mind, it's not going to work. You have to listen from your heart and stay in your heart and give rest to the mind. And don't try to make too many concepts out of it. Just understand what it means and follow through by your attention to awareness. More you keep attention here, more you will be in your own heart, in your resting place. It is very resting. There is no chaos here. You can see the chaos happening maybe in mind, but that will settle. Everything will settle. And sometimes we make too many concepts by reading all these non-duality books or teachings, and we think, oh, I can still see the word, and how I am still. So don't try to create imaginations or fantasies about what is self-realization. It is so simple, so humble. Actually, you don't become anything. It is the other way. You lose everything what you think you are. It is unbecoming. More of lightness. Like all this luggage of becoming and I am this and that, all goes out. That's why you feel so light. You feel so empty. Like these words, sometimes people take it very negative. I think Buddhism is, for some it is a very negative type of a religion, but emptiness and nothingness, actually just this means that there is so much of lightness in us, spaciousness. Because only in this spaciousness you feel that love for everyone. This is not the love of give and take. That if you give me love, I will give you love. If you don't give me love, I will give you hate. It is not like that. It is something you open this fountain within you of that love. And then you can't hate anyone. Even if someone does whatever the other one does to you. Does to you also is not to you. It is just to the body, mind maybe. And you know that. And you are not advocate of the body, mind. Because there is no advocate actually in anyone. We only think. So impartial awareness actually makes you live in peace. Before that, all people who pretend to be in peace are faking. There are two types of fake people in this world who think they are in peace. One is the one who are thinking they are in peace with their ego. And so they are real fakes. And the second one are partial fakes. You can call like us, who are trying to be established in the self. So there is some ego is left, but they are not interested in it. So, and they are experiencing bliss because they are moving towards that purity. So they are not fake, but they are just moving from that unreality to reality. So all the seekers belongs to that group, and the one who are already there belongs to that group, and rest of them are just pretending to be advocate of peace, having big egos. Even if they want to bring peace, they will only bring chaos. Because that's the nature of ego. Ego cannot help. Ego can only serve itself. You know, in Hindi there is a very nice proverb, Andha baante revadi fir apne ko de, which means that the blind distributes the sweet and he only gives to his own people, not to others. So that is blinded by ego. We will be only serving ourselves. Even if we open a charity, we will try to see how it can benefit my business by saving some tax, or how can I move money from A to B to show that it is charity. So it's all will be again the same drama. Ego only serves itself, no one else. It can pretend to serve others. So first thing first, Bhagavan never explained in that detail to anyone. Even when people came to him and saying that sitting here you're not helping others, he used to say, find out who is other. Find out who are you. Otherwise, he knew that these people bloody, are they going to serve others? They will only serve themselves, though they will say they are serving others. Because that is the truth. All these reformers, preachers, leaders, they're only serving themselves. Only a jnani can really serve others. But he does not serve others as others. He serves others as his own, with love, with compassion. This is the difference. And on this path of self-abidance, if we can find a few people, that makes our journey, I believe, like a support system. And the second thing is you feel there are others companion on it, though it is a path of your own seeing, but that support helps. A lot of things, when you work together, it goes faster in a way. So this is the power of all of us together here in the satsang. And we are there for all this COVID time, if you see, has more than 2 years. Meeting everyone on this platform is so blissful. I think I can't thank you, everyone, that you have put efforts and you are staying on this path. And That is what I would say. Whether you come together on this satsang group or you go somewhere else doesn't matter. But the main thing is you stay there. Stay in your heart till your last breath. First by efforts, and then it becomes natural, so you don't have to do it. But until it becomes so sahaj, 24 hours, even in your dream, even in your deep sleep. Because awareness is not sleeping, and awareness is not dreaming, and awareness is not watching this waking dream. Awareness is that changeless substrate on which all these things are unfolding. So be there all the time. And even when you are there and you are not sure whether you are there or not, keep practicing. Never give a chance to slip out. And the practices will drop the moment it becomes sahaj. All the practices will drop. So you don't have to keep checking that, can I take out plug from the source and see whether this light is still on? Keep that plug. When it has to, when the tools have to drop, the techniques have to drop, effort has to drop, it will drop. So stay, keep your efforts going, keep that momentum going, keep your energy here only. There is no reason in this world, no reason at all to move from here to a lower level. There is no reason, no excuse. You can't say that this has happened in my life and I was a spiritual seeker and I was almost there, but then I have to drive my car away from self, because this happened. There is no reason. If good things are happening in life, you are blessed, you should be more deeper here, because everything is going fine, I have to be deeper. If all the things are happening bad in your life, then what you want to do with that bad life? Come back here, just stay in your peace and bliss. So there's nothing else, no other business for a seeker in a way. Abide here and look how beautiful, when you are surrendered to it, how beautifully everything happens, better than what the way your ego plans and tries to do it. Much better than that. And the fruit of it is you get immediately, that is peace. Peace and simplicity. Lot of things drops away from you. A lot of responsibilities, which you thought are responsibilities, which were just nothing, drops away. Lot of things which ego wanted you to do, lot of things. So you have more free time. More you want to look within, more somehow this, I call it God. Some people don't want to call it God, but that's okay. But that power actually gives you that time. That gives you all that energy. Everything goes in your favor. But to look for this magic again, you have to put your efforts there, some efforts at least, and then you see how it creates something that the typical dialogue which people have, I have no time, leaves you. Then there is all that time, you go beyond time. Because how can you say that I have no time to be self? I'm so busy. It looks like a joke actually if you see it. I have no time for myself. What do you mean? Like who are you now and what you will be later? And what are you busy in it? How stupid you are if you are busy in something else and you have no time to know yourself. This looks like you're talking to a mad person, maybe a drunken person or an addict with this worldly affairs, that everything looks so important in this play, no time to know yourself. like headless chicken just running around. You go to the busiest part of any city and you just sit and just see how looks like the whole world is just mad, moving across the street, running just shoulder to shoulder, as I don't know what they will miss if they slow their pace. So slow down and don't be in a rush, because we have rushed in so many lives before, didn't get anywhere except becoming dust again. So before this time in our life, before we become dust again, I would ask you to know yourself. If you are okay, I would like to share. I can't share right now because I don't know how to do that. But I will share a video sent by one of my friends who went to India because his father passed away recently. And I was talking to him. He is coming back, so he was at the airport, and he has sent me the video of his dad. And you will see he's standing, he's giving a sort of a spiritual talk. He's talking about before you die, you should do something good to others. So at least there are a few people who can say that he was a good man. So he's just talking from, so he was conducting some leadership program in Bombay in India. And while he's talking, you can see he's standing and he brings his hands like this and he slumps and he's dead. And he was talking on this leadership forum to pharmaceutical company people. So there were people who knew how to do CPR or check or whatever, like sort of medical. And he just went away. See on that video the last what he said, and then he finished from this, because it always, we think it happens to others, but it can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. So be prepared, because we don't know when that last breath will come. And it's like this, because what are we waiting for our number? You don't even know when that number will come. One day we are all like a number. It just happens. And I thought how fortunate that man was. He was 78. You can say he was young or old, I don't know, but he was talking the right thing, and he went like this. So what I'm trying to say is that when we leave this body, it is not in our hand, like it was not in our hand when we came to this body. And it is not in our hand when we leave this body. And it is not in our hand what happens between this coming and leaving. So if you see, there's nothing in our hand. But we are somewhere so in this illusion that we start thinking it is in our hand. When entry is not in our hand, exit is not in our hand, how come the middle part is in our hand? Sometimes, it is so, I don't know why people don't understand this. It is so easy. Just for a second, just stay as a witness for some length of time, till this moving out stops, and this witnessing becomes effortless, natural, which is actually natural, which is actually real. Then you understand everything very, very clearly. How useless thoughts are. And the biggest sin is when we take pride of things, even guilt of things, and doership. All these are sin. Because the moment you get rid of this ego, that divinity manifests in full blossom. The other day, I remember we were talking about Nataraj Murti, and Neelakantan ji showed how the ego is being crushed under the feet of Nataraj and is dancing now in full glory. Same thing Suzanne showed me. There was a big tree, and in the tree there was a hole where we did retreat, and there was a statue of Virgin Mary, if I'm correct. And below her feet was a snake she has crushed. And it reminded me of Nataraj statue. And I said, look, this is the ego crushed under her feet. And then someone said, no, this is that snake which suggested Adam and Eve to have that apple. Whatever, but even that, what is that desire? That's ego only. And her eyes are down and so serene face. And then below her feet is this crushed snake, our ego. And I think her eyes are towards her heart only. Like she's looking like this, the neck is bent and looking here. So if you keep looking here, the ego will be crushed. So keep looking there, and there's nothing else to be done. Stay there only. There was someone who asked me in retreat about that I am following Bhagavan's path for a while. And I keep asking all the time, who am I? Who am I? This is like a mantra I am repeating. But the thoughts are still there. I have no clue. I have never done this mantra. Who am I? But one thing I can tell you, why to do a mantra also. Who am I? I am telling you, who are you? You are just an observer. Just stay like that. That's all. Because if you make anything mechanical, it doesn't sort out purpose. Unless there's an intense desire. Who am I? This thing is coming with lot of intention and suffering and all. Maybe that can do. But just saying all the time, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? It's better to say Ram, 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 Ram. I think that will do more. Because people have made up a lot of concepts. I think after Bhagavan Ramana's teaching, people have created their own way, thousands of concepts. You check on YouTube or you check on books written on Bhagavan, on who am I, people have interpreted in their own way. Actually, these teachings were not given that long ago. Same is like Bhagavad Gita, Holy Gita, You read two different, commentaries, they look so like they are talking about different book. Why? Because it is interpreted by ego. Ego picks up what it loves. It is all conditioned, becomes so conditioned. The same book becomes so different. So someone with ego, if tries to interpret who am I, will put his own filter of mind, will only spoil it. Better to leave what Bhagavan has said and let people interpret what they want, rather than writing a commentary on it with ego. You will spoil it. You can't do justice what Bhagavan has done. Leave it at that level and let that word of Bhagavan get you there, rather than misinterpretation by people. Just be an observer. And if you don't know what is an observer, see how Bhagavan was. Even he knew that someone is being kicked out from the ashram. He didn't say anything, he just left it. If he has to meet that person, he will go there and meet him outside the ashram. And his life teaches us also how to live egoless, how not to get agitated in small affairs or big affairs or any affairs, and just stay there. That doesn't mean that if wrong is happening, you will stay quiet. No. A one without ego will be the first to stand, but not to show that he is strong. Just because if injustice is there, you have to say. But this is not like which comes from the ego. It will be soft with respect to even to whom you are saying who is doing something wrong. So that is so beautiful about this pure awareness. More you talk about it and you listen from your heart, the change continues on its own. Even listening is sadhana, is part of practice only. Sitting together is a practice only. Contemplating on it is a practice only. And that is why Bhagavan gave so much of importance to books like Ribhukita, because it only sings glory of yourself. It is like you forget something and someone is reminding you who you are. And because you were always there, always that to start with, when someone reminds you, then the memory comes back of that, what you are. And so it changes you. You know, in Shankaracharya's story, when he had to debate that Mandala Mishra's wife, he went into a king's body, and before going he wrote something to his disciples that you read this. If I don't come back, you just recite this and I will hear, and that will bring me back. And same thing happened. He went into the king's body, and then because everything was so nice there and all, he didn't come back to his body, which he left in a cave. So as he told them, they went there, but in the specified time he didn't return back. And they sang it and he came back because it reminded him of what he was before. Same is all these things. Bhagavan's teachings, Ribhukita, Satsang, they are reminding us what we are.
Tattvamasi Rajan, Tattvamasi Rajan, Tattvamasi Rajan. You are that, O king. You are that, O king.
So was it like a big poem or just this word?
No, that's the refrain. It's a big poem. But every second line was Tattvamasi Rajan, Tattvamasi Rajan, Tattvamasi Rajan, like that.
Yeah.
8 stanzas. I don't remember that. 8 stanzas or something is written.
Yeah.
Tattvamasi Rajan, Tattvamasi Rajan. So once he heard that Tattvamasi, he came back.
Yeah. And so, beautifully, because of, you can say, grace, these books have been written. And when you hear this again and again and again, it reminds you what you truly are. And that's all it matters. That is the purpose of a satsang. That is the purpose of holy company or reading these scriptures and paying attention to that purity in all of us. There's not even single person or even any animal or any living or anything in that matter who is not with that. But yes, we are, as human beings, are gifted that we can pay attention to that much more clearly. So keep your attention there on that purity, on that undifferentiated awareness, which is holding this position only as energy. It does not even know that it belongs to this body-mind. It does not know. And the body does not know that you are the owner of this body. Body does not know. So the body does not know, and this energy does not know that it knows. Then who knows that I am the owner of this body mind? Who says this? Who is that? Just sit with this question. Who is that? Who is saying that this belongs to me? Who is that? Body is not saying. This energy doesn't say. Then who says? Just pay attention to this silence coming from this energy and keep getting closer and closer to this energy. So close that you dissolve. Entity dissolves and energy is left. And that is the beauty. And you rejoice that I was this energy and I was pretending to be this body mind and I was suffering and I am not this body mind. I am this energy which is bliss, which is part of that whole absolute. Here you know you are son of God. And there is no difference between son and father. No difference between Ramana and Shiva. Shiva in that body is called Ramana. But it is only Shiva. And you are that Shiva. You are that purity. You are nothing else. All what we thought we are is only an illusion, bringing us from that higher self to such a low level. It is just a case of mistaken identity. But you have to listen to this silence coming from awareness. And don't move. And if you can't listen, just keep your eyes, ear, your attention on this entity. Don't move. Don't move till this door opens for you. And you allowed to look and see what you are. Stay there. Always prefer this silence than thoughts. Always. Thoughts serve no purpose except bondage, except suffering. Thank you everyone, and catch up next week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.